Hello, everybody, and welcome to New Jersey Revolution Radio Live. Tonight, we're doing a special episode. I think you've seen the woman that we're going to be interviewing quite a number of times here on NJRR, Melissa. She was my very first guest I ever had on Wine, Women, and Revolution. I think she's been on the show probably like at least 4 times by now, if not more, but always welcome. Welcome back, Melissa.
Hi, Heather. Thanks for having me again.
So you reached out to me this morning that there's a lot of stuff going on in your world and here in South Jersey. We've got, I think, at least 3 or 4 major stories that we're covering right now that's developing in South Jersey in the next couple of weeks. And one of them is something that's going on in Toms River specifically that you wanted to talk about. What's going on up in Toms River?
Well, I'll start out by saying what is going on, and then I'll give the background story. So there is going to be a Hate Has No Home Here rally/protest at the Toms River Board of Education this Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. Now, the reason for this rally is because that they have a specific board member that is seated on the board. His name is Daniel Patrick Leonard. And he uses social media as a platform to just spew his anti-Muslim, Islamophobic ideals. It originally caught the attention of the news when he posted a picture of Rashida Tlaib, and the caption with it was, "My life would be complete if she/they die." But going back onto his social media before that and since then, I mean, he has photos of Ilhan Omar with negative racist captions, photos of Sharia Barbie with bruises and comes complete with stones. Just overall very kind of racist views that we really don't want to see in somebody who's responsible in making decisions for all the children in the community.
Yeah, this is pretty vile, extreme hate speech that we probably shouldn't be exposing children to. So what happened? He posted these things, that story got broken, and people were asking for him to resign, which clearly he hasn't, right?
Right. He has not resigned. Now, he did make an announcement that he would not be running for re-election again in the new year. So his term would expire December of this year. But honestly, that's not good enough, right? He's still going to be making decisions in the school district, September, October, November, and all of December, which could impact the children. On top of that, because he's on the school board in Toms River, he's involved with the State Board of Education. And I did some research and I found out he's actually on the board of directors of the New Jersey State School Board Association. So that's alarming as well, because that gives him a venue to make decisions for children all over the state. So to give this man a voice in decisions that affect our schools is really, really alarming.
And he's actually still continued doubling down. Like, he hasn't stopped the hate speech once this all came out, right? He's still been actively posting his hate and vitriol.
Yeah, so he's doubled down is a very good term. He spends his time researching these right-wing websites that, just kind of feed into the fear of the Islam and Muslim people. You research them and they're funded by other groups, Robert Spencer and Pamela Geller, who are very anti-Muslim voices. They blog continuously and just feed into people's fear. He has a habit of calling immigrants illegals, posting very disgusting Mexican memes with sombreros and talking about them not showering. Like, it's just overall disgusting.
Yeah, he seems clearly a vile person. So this rally is happening on Wednesday, right? You said, and it's at, do you have the address?
Yeah, it's at 1245 Old Freehold Road, and it starts at 7 p.m. The Council on American Islamic Relations will also be there, and then there's several other groups that are supporting as well. I'm involved kind of through NJ21 United, Cooper River Indivisible. Some members will be there. We've shared it in South Jersey Women for Progressive Change. just kind of making sure that we all stand with our community members and let them know really that hate has no home here. He does know about this rally, and it's funny because he almost doxed one of the people that are involved in the rally by sharing her Facebook posts and saying, "Look at what this person is doing." Can't just leave people alone to have the voice that they want to have about all of this.
Right, I did see you sent me this post earlier, and he was pretty much called someone out by name who was one of, I guess, the organizers for the rally, and was like, "Oh, this person's out," and he has a Facebook page, right, of like people that support him now too. Like that was where I saw that he actually set up a Facebook page of, I guess, fellow people that hate brown people or whatever he called his website.
Yeah. It's called Team Leonard. There's a petition circulating to support him. And it's really kind of scary. It speaks into, the way these people will not only feed into fear, but then take it and push it into somebody else and make it grow. So when he posted this person's Facebook post on his page, and then somebody was like, "Oh, we'll send it to Bikers for Trump, and this person should know about this. And is this person in the school district? I hope this person isn't teaching my children." It just kind of, it's like a hate becomes a ball and it just kind of snowballs and gets larger and larger.
Yeah, and they're feeding into each other's hate speech and rallying themselves up to who knows what. So this rally, we're asking people to show up, say that we don't want this sort of hate in Toms River or any community really, but Toms River right now is where we're having this battle, and asking for his resignation. Is that also one of the asks for what's happening at this meeting?
Yeah, we are still asking for his immediate resignation so that he's no longer making decisions with public tax dollars and for all of our children.
What's the rest of the school board saying about this? That he serves with other people on this board, right?
So the last official statement I saw from the school board was before he said he was not going to run for re-election anymore, and they were going to investigate it. So, we're hoping that we can push the school board to take a more definitive stance and demand his resignation Tuesday or Wednesday evening, right at that meeting.
So hopefully we'll have a lot of people that show up at this rally on Wednesday, and New Jersey Revolution Radio will be there live streaming it. So you'll be able to tune into us here Wednesday night at 7:00 is when the rally starts. Yeah. And you can see what the developments, I'm assuming people will be speaking. So ideally get there, but if not, make sure you tune in here to see what's going on at the rally and express your support for the community. But you also had two other things you wanted to talk about real quick tonight, right? Something that's going on tomorrow and something that's going on Tuesday?
Yeah, so both of them are taking place in Millville. Tomorrow night, we're asking people to come out to the school board meeting in Millville. It starts at 7:00 and it's at Lakeside School. What has been going on is we've been having yet another battle to stop privatization of our paraprofessionals. And it's really concerning in this community because Millville is a really low economic area, and there's a lot of community members that are employed by the school district itself. So what happens when they privatize is that a lot of people end up losing health insurance. It becomes too expensive for them to maintain it. The hours get cut so that the district is not responsible for the benefits anymore. And then the employees end up getting phased out, and basically strangers are coming into schools. And this particular company that's kind of moved in down here in South Jersey, Insight, has had a really kind of poor reputation as far as turnover. So it's not only, a gradual happening of strangers coming into schools, but it's not even consistent during like one school year itself. So you'll have a special education student who relies upon a one-on-one aide, a paraprofessional that they've developed a relationship with. And if they call out sick or they get another job, it ends up being kind of a rotating spot where it will be several people that's there for this child. And that child's no longer able to develop a relationship. We've had questions about their background checks and what people actually have to go through to be hired. I've heard people get job assignments before their criminal checks were done, and they've been sent into school districts. So the overall company itself, we have questions about, and then of course we want to stand there with this community. So that one is tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, and then Tuesday night, we'll be back in Millville again, and that is for the city council meeting. And that address I do not have in front of me, but that is for a fight about the pilot program that Millville has in place for the race park that was built in Millville. Now, this pilot program is not due to expire until 2023. So that's almost 4 years down the road, right? And they want to vote this week to extend those tax abatements that this racetrack is getting. Now, the original promise that the racetrack gave to the city was that they would have over 1,500 on-site jobs for the community. The reality as of October of 2018 was that there was only 149 people employed by the racetrack altogether. Some seasonal work in and out, but when you're talking about what a community needs, especially one like Millville, they need long-term sustainable jobs. The original pilot was that the racetrack would give $350,000 to the city for the first 5 years. They're paying it in lieu of taxes, and then that would be gradually increased to $1 million. Somehow the racetrack was able to negotiate so that they only give $175,000 to the city. So they cut that in half. And records, we've been diving into the records. Records have been showing that they haven't even been responsible for paying that amount. So they've been kind of let go on this payment. Now, everybody knows that taxes are where schools get their money. So when we talk about a vote to extend such a pilot program, we're talking about a vote to keep money out of the schools. And this is a district that has a 65% free and reduced lunch population. So this is a district that cannot afford to be losing any money. So that's at the city council in Millville Tuesday night.
What kind of excuse could the city council possibly be giving of why they want to extend these abatements if it seems this racetrack is not living up to any of the obligations they promised? Why would the city possibly want to extend that failure to meet any of what they offered?
Well, so, they're saying a lot like the business has nothing to do with the school district, and that they it's really not their problem. There's also a lot of kind of background political connections that people have been researching. The mayor has had his private state of the city address at the racetrack. The chamber has had meetings there. One of the owners donated to the commission's campaign. They have your friend, Congressman Van Drew's support. So it's kind of very politically connected. So they are basically saying, well, because we have friends in office right now, we're going to extend it. Right? They're getting fearful down in South Jersey that they're going to lose some of these seats, right? Because people are starting to kind of really wake up to what the Democratic machine does down here. So they're making moves now to protect their own personal interests.
Yeah, and I think this is a perfect example of why everyone's so angry with the South Jersey Democratic machine. This is the kind of stuff that you see coming out of the machine politics down here. So they're really just illustrating why everyone's so mad with what they're doing here.
That address is 12 South High Street in Millville, and it's a work session meeting. It'll be on the 4th floor conference room, and it starts at 5:30 Tuesday night.
So there has been a lot that's going on in South Jersey, and it's going to continue. There's a lot more that is going on, too. We just today, our friends over at IDAVOX and Daryl Lamont Jenkins published that there's going to be a neo-fascist conference in Pitman, New Jersey on August 31st at the Broadway Theater. There's going to be some real scary people at this conference, people that promote pedophilia and people that trained their dog to give a Nazi salute, people that have accused Black Lives Matter of trying to start a race war. These are some really horrible people. So as a community, we've been asking this theater, the Broadway Theater in Pitman, New Jersey, to please not put this show on. This is not who we want to bring into the community of Pitman, New Jersey. And we're getting a lot of people, we're rallying them to call that theater and ask why they're doing this and if they could please pull it. And if they decide not to and they continue that they want to have this, then there's probably going to be some protests the night of. And I will be interviewing Daryl Lamont Jenkins this Wednesday. So probably it'll be on my next show on Monday on Wine, Women, and Revolution, which I release every Monday morning. And we'll be keeping you updated on the latest of what's going on. There's some rumblings that they may pull the event, but that could just be they're moving the event to somewhere else in Pitman. So we need to stay on top of this and follow it and make sure that we're not giving a platform to hate speech anywhere in South Jersey. That's one of the things. And, it's so important that we follow Daryl and Ida Vox and the work that they're doing, because this was flying under the radar until he publicized it. And that's really what got everybody on the ball and moving and able to organize around this. And the last thing that's going on is the city of Vineland has I believe it's $8,000 contract with ICE to allow ICE to use their shooting range there to train their officers of how to shoot. And I guess they have some certain trainings that they have to do. So I'm going to be interviewing somebody from Vineland who's going to be talking about that. And that's probably going to also go up this week. So we have a lot of stories that we're covering here, a lot of fascism and outright horrible racism going on in South Jersey. And we're staying on top of it all here at New Jersey Revolution Radio. And we kind of have to ask for your help a little bit to do this. We're trying to be in a lot of places over the next couple of weeks. And we need to get people out to these events. We need live streamers. We need interviewers. So if you can help us out, we don't take any corporate money here on New Jersey Revolution Radio. We only want to be a voice for activists. So go on to our website, www.njrevolutionradio.com, and click on that donate button. You can support us with one donation, or you can become a monthly sustainer. You can support us on Patreon, even if it's only a couple of dollars a month. We really appreciate what you can do for us. And we would not be here without you guys. So really, you are what keep us going. And I want to thank you again for joining us tonight, Melissa. It's been great talking to you as always. And although this isn't officially my show, I'm going to end it with my traditional tagline of the future's yours to create. So go out there and create it. Have a good night, everyone.